What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hardworking A. Today, we're going to get into a video about the IT industry, how to get in it, what recommendations I have, and why I chose the IT. So, I got into IT because it was that period where, I just got out of college. I was working a job, wasn't happy with it, wasn't happy with 9 to 5s, period, but I know I needed money. So, I was working, and one day I saw this guy that was from around my way, and it was a few of them, and they was all young brothers, and I was just talking to them and just asking them what they do, building connections, being a kind of a people's person, if you want to say, and they was telling me they were doing IT, and always was interested in working in the IT industry, whether it's networking, software, etc. So started talking to them. They said they took a class at the local community college around that way. And so I went home immediately that day, looked up the class, and immediately paid for it. So this class basically gave me an overall understanding of the computer, the motherboard, everything. All the ins and outs of it. Doesn't help you get a job though. So it gives you that understanding, doesn't help you get into the IT industry. So I started looking at what certifications that would get me in there, because that's the ultimate goal. I'm doing it to make money, right? So I looked up all the CompTIA certifications that was acceptable in the industry, and made a go at that, passed the exam, and then put my resume on all those job boards that you all already know about, and got contacted within like a week or so. So another reason I got into IT is because, if you just take a look around, me, I'm a reader, I read a lot. All of these labor jobs are really going away. The whole world is going to the tech world. It already is, you know what I mean? So I knew that anything hard labor is not going to last and it's not going to pay well. You know what I mean? I live in the DC area on the Maryland side. It's expensive in DC. We got like the third highest cost of living. Hard labor jobs, not gonna cut it. So I looked into IT. Uh, I got the certifications, and my fiance's dad gave me a book called Industry 3.0, which we're already in, and it's basically about how computers and advancement of technology is just, you know, automation is just taking over the world. So I knew I had to get involved some way, somehow. So that's why I got into IT. I would recommend that getting a certification to get into the field is the best decision. Now, if you don't have money to get a certification, you can always, talk to somebody who you may know, or take a job that may be lower just to get your foot in the door, lower pays just to get your foot in the door. Work that help desk for maybe a year or so, desk side for a year or so, then move on. Take that experience and move on. That's what a lot of people do. You see a lot of people doing that, But what certifications do is get you through the door. So let's say, for instance, if there's a help desk with 5 people on there and they're looking to hire one more person, even if you don't have experience, if you have that certification, they're going to bring you in, and they're probably going to pay you more because you have that piece of paper. At the end of the day, that's what it is. This is the game you want to play if you want to be in IT. That's the game you want to play. I would recommend putting up your own money to do it, because a lot of companies, yes, they will pay for you to get certifications, but you will have to work for them for like 3 years. That's like, what does that sound like? That sounds like some type of bondage, right? So if you put up your own money, save up, do whatever you gotta do, now you can freelance. Now you can stick and move, you can do whatever you wanna do. And my terms, that's the best return on investment as far as 9 to 5s go. Like I said, building connections. I built a lot of connections over like the last 3 years in the IT industry. That's one of the main things you want to do. And I don't mean capitulating and kissing managers' ass and things like that. I'm talking about people who you automatically click with when you start working, who may have been in the industry for a while, and then once they leave and go on to new jobs and level up, they'll reach back and bring you up. You know what I mean? That's another good way. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? So those, it's wide open in IT. I mean, it's you can do it everywhere. All of those certifications are global. Most of them, I say 90% of them are global. You know what I mean? 90% of them are global. You know what I mean? You can go anywhere. You know, so that's what I wanted to say about the IT industry. Just the best return on investments as far as 9 to 5s. You know, so. I would say know your end game as well. You know, my end game is definitely entrepreneurship, but it takes money to make money. The only way I'm leaving the house is if I'm going to make enough money to be able to do what I have to do and feed my family. So to me, as far as 9 to 5s, without having to go to college for 4 years, putting yourself in debt and all of that, if you can just get in there at a lower rate, just get the experience, then level up, or if you can save up a couple $100, go pay for a certification and then come in that way and stick and move, that's the best chances for you. So that's it for this video. Make sure you like the video, subscribe.